And the nominees for Best Wrestler goes to Mr. New Jack.
You're tripping, man. That knew my name, you silly one.
What, do you have any more goals in the wrestling business, something that you want to accomplish personally, or you pretty much feel it's something of the past that you don't really want to focus on anymore?
What my goal is, whenever you do get in this business, you want to be able to beat champions. And I pretty much held every other title, but I've never really got a shot to have one shot to become a world champion. And to me, the world champion belt is the World Wrestling Entertainment belt. And that's something that I've never was able to achieve or given that opportunity. Why? I don't know.
Like, do you still have any goals in the wrestling business that you want to still accomplish?
No.
You don't really, it does not a big deal to you?
No.
Well, you know, I think that there has to come a time in your life to where, you know, you can be content. I've had a very good run with 0-1. I've worked there for going on 3 years straight. You know, I'd been over there for almost every month. I had been over there almost every month until I signed my deal with K1, and I had to start focusing on the mixed martial arts training. So what else is there to do? You know, I think it's to be happy that every day God gives you the opportunity to get up and do this, to go out there and express yourself, to meet people. In Japan, I get to impact people's lives, you know, and get to do charitable type things to where, you know, you mean a lot of things to handicapped children and those types of things that you wouldn't really think, but, you know, but I get to do those sorts of things. And there's a lot of fulfillment in that. If my chance comes with WWF and that's somewhere in the future, or if it's not, that's fine, you know. So I think that, you know, as far as, you know, is my dream ever to be in a WrestleMania? Well, that would be great, but I think that that's something to where is, you know, that decision's really out of my hands for the most part, you know, whether or not I can get with WWE, form a WWF and be popular and get over and make my way up through the card and the ranks and get a spot to do something. That would be a dream come true.
In this part of your career right now, where you're at, what do you want to do next? What are your aspirations? What are your dreams?
My dream would be probably I'm going back to Mexico after 6-year hiatus in 2 months. I want to go back there and be the big name that I was before. And if I could do that, I'm pretty well happy with my legacy in this business. And I've been held back by my own personality that I'm not that easy to manipulate and I don't go along with the flow. And I understand that. And I'd rather, you know, you hate me for what I am than love me for what I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to keep it real. But the bottom line is this. I think that if I could go back to Mexico, which I'm going back in 2 months, and maybe even be in WWF and do something with Eddie and Ray that I basically did so much with them in AAA in Mexico, I could leave very happy. But if I go back to Mexico and I can gain the spot I had, I'll be just as happy. But those would be the only 2 things that I haven't done. Unless TNA grows into something big, I'd love to grow with them. But that's about it. I've accomplished pretty much everything I've wanted to.
So is that your goal right now, to get into WWE?
To Mexico, go to Mexico, grow with TNA, or if something happens at TNA, go and do something with Eddie and Ray in WWF. And that's it.
One of my dreams is to work with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That's one of my dreams. But it probably won't happen because he can't fade a gangster like me. No, I'm just kidding. No, but one of my dreams on the real is to be at the top. And that's it. Just like most of the wrestlers. We want to be at the top. We want to get the fame. We want to get the dollars. We want to get the... is this for kids?
It's all right.
We want to get the women.
All right.
Women.
Other than like fighting, like UFC and all that, do you have any other aspirations or dreams you want to accomplish?
At this moment, no. I try to be focused on one thing. I'm not that smart where I can focus on a lot of different things at once. So just do that, and then everything else falls into place. If you're good at one thing, it'll carry over into other things. Like, I can't complain about wrestling. I love it. I have a great resume. I never lost on TV in a singles match. Never. You know, I came over Eddie Guerrero. you know, Chris Benoit, Hulk Hogan, I'll be, you know. So it's a great thing. I left on a great note, and it's going to carry over in everything else I do. It's going to be a popular name, you know, the little name I have.
What was it like being in the ring with Hogan, like one of the stars of wrestling?
He made you feel really cool. It was, I thought it'd be really stressful, and it was just, he's a good guy, easygoing, and just made it was easy. Yeah.
What are your dreams and aspirations? Do you have anything left you want to accomplish, or your
I don't
goals?
have anything left to accomplish. My life's just starting. I can't wait to turn 50. I'm serious. You know, you'll see me out here doing some yoga and shit, man. I'm right now. I'm writing a book, Yoga for Regular Guys, which is hot tits and ass meets yoga with regular guys. It's sort of Yoga Meets the Man show. I got an infomercial, same thing. I'm pitching 4 TV shows right now. I just got done doing a movie with Rob Zombie where I play a guy named Billy Ray Snapper. It's called Devil's Rejects. It'll be out in January. I have any dreams and aspirations, man. I live them every day. Just bought $1 million home and played Playa Vista. You know, so, which in this town ain't a lot of money, but still. You know, I'm enjoying life to its fullest. There's, you know, body's a little bit sore, but I always say I never had a bad day in my life. A few sore ones. A few too many sore ones. I'm doing this again. Go out there, see how my body feels. That's all. Bye. Gotta be different, right?
Why would you want to have that?
There you go, kid.
Let me ask you, what are your dreams in the wrestling business? What do you want to accomplish?
Wow. It's one. Maybe not. Maybe yes. It's New York City, in the middle of the arena. It's crazy, you know?
Madison Square Garden?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where you want to be?
Yeah. This is one of my dreams. This is my dream. Just my dream.
Vodka 7?
Get a different angle.
For everybody's son now.
Like, way different.
On his head for the
But
ladies. Am I gonna get in trouble?
I'm good.
Am I gonna get fired?
Hey, as long as you don't tell, I won't tell. Huh? No, I know, but I was downstairs.
You're driving home.
Cause.
What's up, Did you guys get that one?
You guys gonna do that all day?
No,
because he opened that. Duh. Okay, now I need to get more then. Alright, I'll do some vodka then.
Okay, and what?
No, straight up. Alright, let's get. Are you seeing a little bit? Alright, everybody? Alright, we're cheering. I'm still on the phone, everybody. I just want you to know. It's our manager. Here's cheers.
Wait,
Cheers,
wait.
big ears. Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Come on,
Salute.
come over.
I'm gonna make the throw up face. Oh. Ugh. Damn. Ooh. Oh, sucky. Thank you. You're like, yeah.
Anybody for a mixer?
No? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
are you there still?
Oh.
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 Okay. Oh.
Yeah, if there's any left.
Oh, wow, that was really hard.
I'd just like to say
That was hard.
that although I was made in the USA, I'm sure you would all rather be in China. And of course, we did have an offer from Prince under the label of formerly known as for a vagina record. I'm a sectioner. I can't sing. Bologna.
Bologna.
Sometimes it goes right out your nose like orange juice and milk.
Her brother is fired up in this video.
What?
Alright, guys, we have to go to the after party.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome back to Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. Here for Chaos Corner.
Who is she?
Drop an elbow on that like button. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. Raw dog.
Are you still looking to like try and get employment with WWE? Or are you more interested in just doing what you're
Austin,
doing now?
are you here, brother? My brother from another mother?
Anybody that question, I think
OTS
that
Tribal
everybody's
Queen,
always
are you in the
looking.
house?
You know, WWE has come in and offered me a deal back in October of last year, but it just wasn't a deal that I would take in order to have that kind of travel schedule. The demands that the company puts on you, because I've seen what they're about and what they do and what life behind the scenes and in the locker room is really like. So, but I think anybody, as far as that's the golden carrot, so to speak, that's the big game in town, the United States, and that's still a great opportunity to make a good bit of money. So I think that anybody would always want to get back with them, but under the right circumstances. For me, I don't see the right circumstances there. You know, I have a good deal to do fighting about every 3 months for K1, and I can do all the pro wrestling I want in between for anybody that I want to do. So a little bit more my own man, and you know, Vince doesn't own me. It doesn't own every aspect of my being, so to speak. And so, but you know, for the right money and the right situations, I would consider it. But as of right now, it's not something that I'm really that concerned about.
Have you looked into trying to get into the WWE, or you're not really caring about that?
Well, actually, I have had an offer a while back, and I know a lot of my fans write me every day, begging and pleading for me to come back, you know, to TV, which I do want to come back to TV, and they do want to see me back in the wrestling, because they wanted me to, you know, they want to see me like wrestle, you know, like say like Tori Wilson or Stacy Keibler, or, you know, I mean, I know one of their biggest fantasies is me and Trish Stratus. And me and Sable. I think that's one of their biggest fantasies out there. But to be honest, in the amount of time that I've been out of, like, you know, away from WCW, I've really enjoyed what I'm doing now. You know, I mean, I'm still in, you know, have myself connected to the wrestling world, you know, with my backyard wrestling and stuff. But to actually go to WWE, I'm really sorry, you guys, but I wouldn't want to go back to WWE. I had the offer, but I actually toned it down because I don't want to be on the road again as many hours as I was, many days as I was. I'd be, you know, I know before I would be gone 2 or 3 weeks at a time, come home for 1 or 2 days.
What do you think about unions? And do they need to unionize wrestling so the wrestlers have rights again? How does that? What in your opinion?
What you mean got rights again? There ain't no such thing as having rights again. They ain't never had rights. Wrestling never had rights, Mike. Unionizing wrestling, I'm tell you what you'll do. You get a bunch of cats together that want to storm in Vince McMahon's office and say, look, we demand this. And you know what Vince will do? He'll fire their ass and hire him some more motherfuckers and dress them up and look just like them and put them on his payroll.
In the United States, there's no union for pro wrestlers. Do you think it's time for there to be a union, and what's your opinion on that whole situation?
I'm definitely a fan of unions, you know, provided that they're implemented properly. I definitely feel as though it's a fact that, you know, professional sports, athletes in, say, football and basketball and the other avenues command a much higher percentage of the total revenue, so to speak, whereas you know, it's very hard. I mean, that's an interesting political question. Could it be done right now? It'd be very hard, since that there's one major company that's paying the big money, and they basically get to set the standards of wages and work situations and that whole thing. So to start a union right now, and you know, I know that WWF is very against any type of unionization, any type of collective bargaining type of situation.
Should there be a union for wrestlers?
I think so. I think there should be a union. I think there should be a substance abuse program. Because guys do get hurt, and guys do unfortunately get addicted to painkillers and sleeping pills due to the schedule. We don't got if we get hurt, we're basically screwed. I think there should be a union, definitely. We got to pay taxes. We got to get a wrestling license. We got to, I think that there should be health exams, because some guys, they don't know when they're sick. Guys are dropping dead from heart attacks, and guys are dropping dead from heart attacks, and or they get an injury. I think there should be all kind of things like that, a union and counseling and stuff like that for pro wrestling.
Wrestling, you never see it unionized. You know what I'm saying? It just don't exist in this business. There's no such thing. That's a great dream and a great wish, but it'll never happen. It will never, never, never happen. Because in this business, you can be offered $1 million contract, but there's always a clause to it. And with the clause, they can give you 10 years or 5 years or 2 years, whatever, and they got a little hook, and then they can snatch it away from you. So unionizing wrestling, bro, forget it.
What's your opinion on unions in wrestling? Do they need to have a union, or?
I think not necessarily a union, but I think that the guys need to get it together a little bit more. That's also festered in this industry, to be competitive amongst each other, or to get an attaboy after you go and, light yourself on fire. If the guys would figure out that, you may get in trouble, or you may lose your job, or you may, do something that's not okay, but there's power in numbers, and when you don't stand alone, then you start to get treated in an appropriate way, in a necessary way, something so needed in this industry. And I think if they could start to, stick together and brush up on some of the problems which we've just discussed, it'd be a step in the right direction.
I would like to see it happen. There are so many people that you see that, they get used, they get thrown away, and then, some very sad situations. I mean, not, discounting the fact that there are some people that don't save for the rainy day, so to speak, and squander what they've made. But the sad thing is, there are a lot of guys that really have given a lot of years of their time and stuff to a lot of fans, and have been used and made a lot of money, and right now have nothing to show for it. So I think that there's definitely a situation. The question is, it's been tried before. How do you implement it whenever you don't have competition amongst? I think it would have been an easier, feasible situation several years ago, whenever you did have the ECWs and the WCWs, and you had a little bit more strength.
There's no union for wrestlers. Do you feel that a union needs to be established, or what's your opinion?
Man, you know what? I'm from the old school, man. My union, there is, I don't even, I'm so used to just not having it. Coming from the old school, you just take care of yourself. And that's, now they're giving stuff as far as developmental contract for guys that go train, the guys that go work out. I mean, back in our day, we didn't have that. So I guess it would be good to have a union.
So it's a good idea to unionize, but I mean, fuck. If Vince McMahon says, no, I don't want you to union, I'm not going to have that shit in my company, and he fire your ass, then where you going? TNA? Yeah, right. TNA is now a Disney attraction. Fucking A. Alright? TNA is now considered a fucking Disney attraction. That tells you how goddamn far they going. You can't go to Puerto Rico because I'm there. And everybody I don't like come out, I'm gonna kill their ass. You go to Japan, get the fuck beat up by them motherfuckers, so now where you going? You know what I'm saying? I'm that bad dream that always comes true. Unionizing wrestling? No. Yeah, be like that motherfucker, what was the one they did? They said he buried in the goddamn end zone in fucking the Giant Stadium? The mafia guy. Not Gotti, the other motherfucker. He was a unionized motherfucker. Anyway, you see where they found him? They didn't.
Jimmy Hoffa.
That's like trying to mix
Hello, McFly.
Oil and water.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Forget it will not mix.
the industry, I think, is shrinking. You know, there's not as many spots for people to be had and everything, and there are a lot of people up there just thankful to have a job. And, you know, I know that a lot of the wages have went down, and thing of it is, you know, there's no health care for, you know, pro wrestlers or whatever. I mean, the company will take care of you as far as if you get hurt on the job, help you rehab your knee or do something like that, let you see the doctor, but then after that, you know, they let you go. So, and that's kind of a little bit what happened to me in retrospect after I'd hurt my knee, and you know, got back for like 2 months, and then after that, I was let it be known that, you know, we're not going to renew your contract, so to speak. But, you know, there's no bad animosity. It's business. There's a lot of things I know that went into the decision.
How did the wrestlers go about creating it?
Well, really, I don't know. I can't answer that because I have no idea.
Like, would it ever be possible for like every wrestler on the main roster in the big leagues, or they all just decide to sit it out now for a week or 2 weeks, they test the waters and sit out? Did you ever even imagine that something like that ever happened?
Nah. And if it did happen, all the big promoters would do is just build new stars.
How can wrestlers go about establishing a union?
I have no idea. I think that it's so corrupt and so political that I really think that wrestling would have to stop and restart. I think it's so far gone. You have no idea of the politics and big companies. You know, there's millions of dollars being made. Yeah, it's almost like prostitution. You know, until you make money, and once they're done, I mean, there's a new face. You're out the door. You know, it happens a million times, and it's sad, but that's business, right? I mean.
Well, let me ask you this then. Let's say Vince won't let people unionize, all right? What can he do for the wrestlers, like paying medical bills, doing simple things like that a union would offer that he doesn't already offer? What can he offer now that he doesn't already? He would have to unionize, but it still would be a better.
They get their bills paid when they get hurt.
Do they?
Any company. I mean, fuck, if I go out and get hurt before a fucking company, on the indie circuit, they pay my bills. They don't have no goddamn support program where, I mean, you know, there's been a few guys that got paralyzed and got hurt, whatever, in WWE, you know, the company, and they pay for them. Luckily, when I lost the sight of my red eye, I had insurance, so I get paid for that. But a lot of the guys don't have that. They didn't have that then, they don't have it now. Okay? With your contract, you make your demand before you sign your contract. If they'll agree with it, if they think that you're worth the dollar, then they'll offer you everything. If they don't, then they won't. So you gotta step up to the plate and try to make your own calls. If you ain't worth shit, you just go with the program. You become what they call a utility guy. They make you out of what they want you to be for that moment. And when that's not over anymore, then they'll change your name and then make you out of somebody else. Unlike New Jack, I've been New Jack from day one. When I quit, I'll still be New Jack.
I would like to see it happen, though. You know, I think that you know, there needs to be some sort of protections put in place. You know, it's not to rake promoters over the coals, so to speak, or take advantage of any situation. But I think it would be good if there was some safety nets or you know, a little bit better standard of living, some things that were provided that's within reason. But like I said, it's been tried before, and usually those people that try it don't end up having a job for too long. So, you know, it's just one of those things to, you know, hope for, but it's kind of hard to say if it'll ever happen.
I'm not here to make any friends. I don't want to make any friends. And, you know, 20 years into the game, I don't think, you know, people who don't like me in the business aren't going to like me now. And, you know, I've been very controversial. I've said a lot of things, and I've done a lot of things that I don't regret, but I should have thought out better. At the same time, that's just part of the game, you know? And I think that wrestling would have to stop and restart.
Who's fucking with you right now? Let's just establish it. So that people know we shouldn't staple guns.
I think that was an ass shot. that was Moon Glorious, I'm pretty sure.
Jay and Van.
Go ahead and fuck up my interview. We're ready for it. Okay. I'll be right there, dog.
You want to continue this?
We're doing
I guess I should say ready-ish, but we've only got 5 minutes because the sun.
Yeah, okay. You got
Take
it?
your time.
You wanted to jump right in on my shit some more or what?
I mean,
I'm kidding, man.
you want a
Fuck.
good interview, you're going to come talk to me.
Ooh. Oh. You see?
What's your opinion of Vince McMahon?
I don't have a lot of respect for Vince McMahon. I think as long as I've known him, he's never been an excessively kind person. He's run completely by ego. I think he's opportunistic and he's too competitive. He doesn't get the bigger picture to me. It's all about dying with the toys or the people around him. And so I don't have a whole lot of respect for him. I never did. I think he's brought to people what they love to see, and that's great, and so people will love him for that. But knowing him on the inside, I continue to fall in love with the business rather than a person who might be responsible for monopolizing it.
What's your opinion of Vince McMahon, like on a personal level? You got to know him.
No comment.
So I want to take this time out, in case Vince is watching or whoever else is watching, to pretty much say thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to put my kids into college, for giving me the opportunity to be able to live the life that I live, for giving me the opportunity to be able to take care of my whole family. And being an island boy coming to the ghetto of San Francisco, California, the swamps, and being able to go up to New York City and being able to give me my first contract at the age of 19, it's, you know what I mean? There's nothing else I can say about WWE but good things. Just because I've been released just recently, there is no hard feelings. You know, again, I'm a professional at what I do. I think my action speaks for itself. And if nobody knows me, all you got to do is ask some wrestling fans throughout the world. So I think I've done my job as far as paving the way for such new talent.
Where do you predict the business is going to be in 5 years from now?
Believe it or not, I really do predict this. I don't know where it's going to be in 5 years, much less in 1 year. But I can tell you this, that in 5 years, WWF or TNA will have to have their own Latin American division, because by then somebody will be running wrestling for Latins here. It's going to change the face of wrestling, because you're going to have to give Latinos their wrestling. Just like right now, all the pay-per-view is bought by the Latino fans that see Oscar de la Hoya, Felix Trinidad, Ricardo Mayorga, Fernando Vargas, you know, those guys. Just like Julio Cesar Chavez in his day, Hector Camacho, and same thing with wrestling. You're going to have lucha libre or wrestling geared to our Latin market, guaranteed. Vince McMahon has gotten lucky that nobody else has had the money or has had somebody show him the way yet, but they're starting to find out. And a big business, whether it's Televisa or Galavisión or Pemex or some big Spanish conglomerate, Univision, maybe even NBC in Espanol, will find out. And that's going to be the way, I would say, in 5 years, lucha libre or wrestling geared to a Latin market.
I had got shot and had surgery in my stomach. I had 2 bullets with 22 hit me here.
Can you tell me about that? Like, how did that happen? Was that a drive-by or what?
Yeah, it was a drive-by. Back when I first started my career in 1987, 86. Just being at the wrong place at the wrong time, went to visit a friend. And had a car roll by, and bullets went off, and we all hit the floor, and I had a glass of milk in my hand. When the shots went off, we hit the floor, and as I was laying there, all of a sudden I noticed I had the milk was mixed up with blood. And they took me to the hospital and told me I was riding towards the hospital. Last face I see was my mother's face. And when I woke up, she told me I was dead for 3 minutes. So, yeah, definitely a record.
You must be really fortunate to still be here and to live your life. And I mean, it must be like very grateful, I'm sure. Were the guys that did this, were they ever caught?
No.
Never caught.
I don't know who did it. What happened to him? I was just happy to be given a chance to live again. You know, I never wished nothing like that to happen on anybody. It was a wake-up call for me. You know. Through? And that's part of being a professional wrestler. Not only you got to go over the matches and get dressed, then you got to come out here and take pictures like this. They keep you going.
People take wrestling too seriously, especially the guys. I talk so much shit. I would say 99.9% of the stuff out of my mouth is bullshit. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know what I'm saying. It's just, you know, I love what I do. I love the business. I love my friends. I talk a lot of shit. You know, the guys who take the business seriously, you know, get a life. You're a bunch of marks. You read the internet. You believe the gimmick. You think you're over because you're on TV. All you are is, it's just a job, man. Fucking relax. I'm here to make friends, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to get paid.
It sounds like Triple H and Stephanie did some wrong shit. Like, if you had, like, one thing you wanted to say to them, what would you want to tell them? If they were right here, this camera's on, what would you tell them?
I wouldn't say anything. I would have nothing to say to them. I mean, these are, like I said, to be able to generate a multi-billion-dollar company, I mean, I think that they're people that know what's right and wrong and what's good and bad. Things speak for themselves. No, I wouldn't have anything to say. I'm smiling.
What's holding the business back from evolving right now?
That the guys in charge aren't doing business. You know, they're not. You know, look at WWF. Tell me, am I right or am I wrong? How many people wouldn't like to see Booker T in a bigger spot? How many people wouldn't like to see RVD in a bigger spot? But they're being held back because somebody doesn't like him. Why can't they find nothing better to do with Rey Mysterio? Is Bradshaw the best you can do as a champion? You know, he's obviously a favorite of Jim Ross and Michael Hayes and Bruce Pritchard, that Texas clique. And, you know, business just isn't being done. Look at TNA, Goldilocks. She gets more interview time than half the people there. She's in better storylines than half the people there. Why? She's got zero talent.
Well, why do you think WWE's business is going down right now, even though the money seems to be good right now, at least in the office it is, but the wrestlers' pay is not doing well, the house shows are going down, everything's like, they're barely drawing 1,000 people at a show sometimes now. Why do you think this is happening?
Well, Vince McMahon would always say it was because of him that, you know, but the reality is that it's the talent. It's the people that make up, you know, the entity of wrestling. He's lost talent. Talent's not happy. They look tired, quite understandably. I mean, how long can you go like that?